So the Liverpool versus Chelsea match, which happened 2 days back, I am just going to do a very short review of it right here. The final score was 2-0. Sadio Mane scored 2 goals. 1 goal was a mistake by the Chelsea goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now, getting into how the match went by. First half, I think both teams were evenly matched. Chelsea were very good defensively. Liverpool started off on the front foot, completely offensive, all attack, but Chelsea very well defended for sure. Towards the end of the first half, I think it got a bit more even. Chelsea also started creating opportunities of their own. They started troubling the Liverpool defense. Kante had a good goal scoring opportunity. For God knows what reason he didn't take the shot. But nonetheless, then came the defining moment of the match. Christensen was red carded for a foul on Sadio Mane. But I think what defined the match was the decision after that. Instead of taking Kovacic off and putting Tomori in, Frank Lampard decided to put Tomori in for Kai Havertz, which I think turned the match around completely. Why? Kai Havertz had a good first half. Because of his position, Werner was able to play from the left-hand side. Why was Werner playing from the left-hand side, not at strike? Because Van Dijk and Robertson are a much more strong defensive combination than Fabinho and Arnold, right? So the only reason for Werner playing from the left-hand side is so that he does not have to directly face Van Dijk and Robertson. Havertz can keep them engaged at all points of time. That could not have happened. That did not happen in the second half because Havertz was taken off. I personally think Havertz has a pretty good first half. He created chances, he had a good link-up play with Timo Werner, and in the second half, all of that was gone. The reason why Liverpool had most of the ball, most of the possession, that's the reason they were able to score 2 goals, and Chelsea looked like a gun without any bullets in the second half, right? So this was how the game went by. After that second half was all Liverpool. It was pretty clear that they are going to win. And overall, much more importantly, there are some very, very key talking points in this match. Reece James, for the starters, Reece James was selected in right back to face Sadio Mane, which shows a lot of confidence that that Lampard has in Reece James. I think this is going to be a big season for Reece James and for Chelsea as a unit. Secondly, there is a stark difference in leadership between the two sides. If you see Liverpool at any point of time, no matter where the ball was, you would always see Van Dijk and Henderson screaming, waving their hands, telling players where to go, where to pass the ball, where to stay defensively, where the attack will come from. Chelsea, nobody. Jorginho, yes, Jorginho did try to dictate the flow of the game from Chelsea's side, but nobody leading and leading like Van Dijk and Henderson did for Liverpool, which is, I think, where Thiago Silva will come in. Thiago Silva has a lot of experience. He's a veteran, but he's still one of the best defenders in the world. So I think when Thiago Silva comes in, that's the role he's going to fit into. He's going to be the leader that leads this Chelsea side and dictates the style of play in the game, right? Now this was a big match. This is a match between two teams that we think will finish in the top 3 at the end of the season, right? Who will win the title? Let's see. But definitely they will finish in the top 3 at the end of the season. I think that Chelsea, from whatever I saw, Chelsea are going to be the next Liverpool. Liverpool, if you see in 2017-18, and if you compare that Liverpool 3 years back to today and how they played specifically against Chelsea, you can definitely see Chelsea becoming the next Liverpool. They have the squad. They just need to now make sure that this squad stays together for a long period of time and starts playing together well. They have a style of play and they stick to that style of play throughout the entire season, right? Liverpool were in a very similar situation 3 years back. They had a very good squad. They had very good players in their squad also. And today, the way they play, it's not individual brilliance. They play as a team because these players have been playing together for a very, very long time. So they know each other very well, their weaknesses, their strengths, how the style of play is, what the coach wants from them. So I honestly think that Chelsea are going to be the next Liverpool, the English team that goes on to conquer Europe and even wins the Premier League and maybe other titles domestically. It's all upon Frank Lampard now. He has the players, he has to just make them play. Finally, top positives coming from this match for both sides. Chelsea, I think there are so many positives. I mean, you still don't have Ben Chilwell, you still don't have Hakim Ziyech, you still don't have Thiago Silva. These three players are still not there on the pitch. Malang Sarr is still also to come on the pitch. So there are a lot of positives going in for Chelsea, and Lampard also seems to have dialed down his attacking tactics in comparison last season. He has started making the team a little bit more defensive, which I think was probably what ate up Chelsea's chances of winning the match or getting even 1 point from this match. Because first of all, like I said, Havertz for Tomori doesn't make sense. At the same time, you wait till the 79th minute after you're already 2-0 down to bring in Tammy Abraham. I mean, Chelsea were only lucky that by that 79th minute they weren't already 3-0 down and the game was not just completely out of their hands. So, he's getting a bit more wise and mature in terms of playing style, but at the same time, too much defensive is not good. It's like a Jose Mourinho Tottenham Hotspur, which doesn't win. This is I think for Chelsea there are a lot of positives. You will have a better squad, and at the same time for Liverpool, you still have a lot more to show, because Thiago, I mean, did you see Thiago in the second half? He was amazing. Thiago brings in the creativity in midfield that Liverpool have been lacking for so long, and at the same time Robertson and Arnold are still not at the peak of their powers. If they also get into form, if they also start whooping in crosses like they were last season, Liverpool are going to be unstoppable. They can score, they have the potential to score 4-5 goals every other match. Right? Now, this is the analysis and review of the match. A little FPL tip also for everybody who's playing Fantasy Premier League. Judging from this match, Chelsea are going to be facing West Bromwich Albion next weekend. And judging from his performance in this match, I think you can bank on Kai Havertz getting his first goal contribution for Chelsea in the next match, either an assist or a goal or maybe both. So if you already have Havertz in your team, you can probably consider making him the captain. If you don't have, see if you can transfer him in the transfers for at least Kai Havertz. Also, at the same time, please, if you guys have Tottenham Hotspurs in your squad, then be a bit careful in selecting them in your starting lineup, because this is a long week for Tottenham. They played on Sunday, the Premier League match. They play again on Tuesday, then on Thursday, and they again play on Sunday. And Tuesday, Thursday are Europa League qualification, which is a pretty important match, and then the EFL Cup match. Maybe in the EFL Cup a couple of key players are rested, not very sure. But if you have Tottenham players in your squad, even though they have a relatively easy match coming up next weekend, they host Newcastle, but still be a bit wary. Try to see the highlights of the matches that are going to happen. You will probably realize which players are going to be tired, which players are not going to be tired. For now, this is it. Thank you very much, and please let me know in the comments and the DMs what you think of it, what additions I should be making to the content. Thank you.